Hey guys, what's up? Lucas with ProducePerform.com, back with another video. And before I show you how to transform live vocal, first, the 5-part framework down below to getting professional sounding live worship recordings, absolutely free. Just go pick it up. My gift to you. And so let's dive in. So we're going to take this vocal, which sounds like this in solo.
I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now.
Right? Doesn't sound great. I had to use Isotope RX at the time to get all of that bleed and all the other stuff out. And it made it sound funky. And so we're going to make it sound like this with the full band here. Whoops. So let's dive in. Let's do this. All right, so we're going to turn all the effects off, and we'll just go in one by one. Okay, so first things first, I got some auto-tune on there. I tried to Melodyne this track. I remember this one's a little bit older, and I will put a link down below to the video and everything. So if you guys want to check that out on Cedar Sessions. I try to do Melodyne. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the bleed, and then it depends on the processing after Isotope RX. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It did not work. It was terrible. Like, I was, for whatever reason, Melodyne's algorithm just did not like it. But auto-tunes did. So I got my retune speed at 40, humanize at 41. That always changes depending on the singer. Tracking turned all the way up and then set to the key that it is in. So don't really need to preview that. You guys know what that is. I like to put a de-esser up front. I feel like it takes away from the sibilance of the vocalist, because they're like right up on the mic, and there's something weird about that sibilance that happens right whenever they're singing. I don't know how to explain it. It's not always the same, but I'll show you that with it on and off real quick. It's pretty subtle. Should probably adjust it down a little bit, actually.
I open up my heart to
See, just catching those T's and stuff like that. Nothing crazy off. It's
to you
but then when I turn it on for that one big T here, it just catches it a little bit. It's really, these first few plugins are going to be all about smoothing this vocal out as much as I can. Next is the split EQ. You guys have seen me use this. I'm literally only using it to get rid of the plosive right here, because again, you're so close to the mic, you basically hear the P's and the B's, all that stuff, and so that is very, very simple. I don't even know if there is one here, but
I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way in me now.
yeah, so there's not much there, but you guys have already seen me use that. If you guys haven't, go back. I can't remember which video it is. One of the videos. I should know that. But anyways, so next, just doing some simple EQing with the Pro Q3. Taking out some more of the low end up to 145. We're taking out about 3.5 dB at 450 and about 3 dB at 1,000 and about 1,100, somewhere in there. I always feel like there's a buildup here on, especially live mics, around 1,000. And I believe this was recorded with a Shure KSM9. And I know, for whatever reason, in my experience, that there's just been an experience with around 1,100, 1,000 with those KSM9s. You know, around 1,000 for males, around 1,100 for females. Yeah, so we'll just give that a listen, and here we'll turn it off.
I open up my heart to you.
Turn it on.
I open up my heart to
You see it right there.
you now.
So it just cleans it up a little bit. Nothing crazy. You know, we're still in cleaning mode, right? Right. Next, I using the RVox. If you guys have not used this RVox plugin for your vocal compression, it's like the easiest plugin to use. You literally just pull this down until it starts compressing the amount that you want, and it sounds great every single time. Like, it doesn't even matter if it's a live vocal or a studio vocal or something. This plugin is magic when it comes to compression, especially vocal compression. So we'll turn it off.
I open up my heart to you.
And we'll turn it on.
I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can.
So it does add a little bit of volume, but you can also feel it adds a little bit of energy to the vocal. Makes it a little bit more exciting, a little bit, places it almost a little bit more in front of the mix, which is what we love compression for. It keeps it consistent and in front of the mix. Now I'm doing some pretty heavy lifting with the CLA 76, and I always have the fastest release time as possible, and about a mid-range attack, which would, you know, on 1176, the mid-range attack is still really, really fast. So but yeah, on the 1176, I'm usually shooting from 5 to 10 dB of gain reduction, because this thing, you could slam it. But here's the thing is, you can't actually slam this too hard if you have a lot of drum bleed, which is why I did the Isotope RX stuff prior to this, because I knew I wanted to get that vocal sound, so I knew how I had to get all that bleed out. So let's just give this a listen without it here.
I open up my heart to you. I open
Now
up
turn it in.
my heart to you now. So do what only you can.
So I'll be honest, listening to it in solo sounds like it's over compressed, and I'm sure you guys might agree. But let's just listen to it in context with the mix. So I'm gonna take it out.
I open up my heart to you.
Now in.
I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can.
And see, now within the mix, it actually puts it right on top, which is where we want it. Okay, next is the F6, and you guys all know how I feel about the F6. It is a lifesaver, especially when it comes to vocals. And so you'll see right here, I've got like these 3 nodes, and I know you guys have already seen me do some of this, but basically we're finding some of those weird resonances that come between the microphone and the vocalist. They're always there. It's on every single live recording you ever do with your team. And the F6 is so great about pulling those out basically whenever they're overloading. And there's always something in between, like 2K and like 10K, somewhere in there that is just either harsh or woofy or something. And so we just want to pull those out. So I'm going to go with it bypassed here.
I open up my heart to you.
Turn it on.
I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can.
So what's actually funny is it actually made it a darker sound, but it made it a lot smoother, and it made it more consistent, which is what we love dynamic EQ for, especially the F6. It makes the vocal performance sound more consistent, which is a big win, because it's so hard to be consistent when it's live, because you basically get the one take. And then we have the C6. I love the C6. I pretty much will just mess with it until I get some good settings. I don't remember actually what I did on this, so we're going to take a listen to it and see what it sounds like.
I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can.
So it looks like it's the same thing. I'm hitting more of this 2K to 4K. It just gets really nasty and nasally there, and so it's just pulling that down, making sure it doesn't get overloaded, and then really bringing the rest of those frequencies up or keeping them up so it's not as harsh. And look at that. I have another F6 because this is my life. So yeah, this is actually really funny that I did this. This was a mix I did a while ago, and so ideally I would have finished everything I needed to do on those other EQs. But in this particular mix, I was like, oh crap, I need to do more. This isn't working. I need to fix this even more. All right, so let's just give this a listen.
I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now.
Okay, so I do remember now. So this is what happened. You guys can kind of hear some of the artifactness that came from when I RX'd the vocal to get the bleed out. And I found some of those frequencies that kind of just made it sound fake and like it's artifacty. That's the word I can use. Is artifacty a word? I don't know. And I think those were some of the frequencies I really worked on because I wanted it to sound kind of go back to that, but I didn't know how to. And so I was like, dynamic EQ, right? So it solves everything. So let's just listen to it again. Bypassed.
I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now.
So yeah, just clean it up a little bit. And so obviously you guys can hear now that it's just kind of dark and dull. And I used Oxygen from Black Salt Audio, a very great plugin. The only thing I did on this, I kept it on smooth and I brought it up to, I think it said 17. Yeah. So let's just give this some bypass here.
I open up my heart to you.
And wait, put it on.
I open up my heart to you now.
So it's not a lot, but I just needed it to have some air, if that makes sense, or some oxygen. Okay, anyways. And then we finished it off with a de-esser because after adding or taking away a lot of the low end and all the other stuff, I just want to make sure there's no harsh S's happening.
So do what only you can.
And it's basically the same de-esser settings I had before. Okay, cool. So next we have for my send effects, we have this short vocal here. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Okay. Vocal verb short. We're using the Valhalla vintage verb, about a second, 1.3 seconds, and a pre-delay of 3.64. Let me turn all these other ones off.
And Jesus, have your way in me now. I open up my heart.
So just kind of adding a space, making the vocal feel a little bit wider. And then we have a long vocal. I forget I put a de-esser in front of all my vocals, so I can't do that. Go here. And then it is also Valhalla vintage verb. Surprise, surprise. This is about 4 seconds with a 23-second millisecond pre-delay. We're using the Smooth Plate 1980s. And it looks like I went with the wide lead vocal, so let's see what this one sounds like.
To you, I open up my heart to you now.
Yep, sounds really, really good. So like, I love Valhalla. I don't know about you guys, but Valhalla is the best. And then I'm doing some parallel compression with the X-Stressor, which is basically just a distressor, right? But this is my favorite distressor plugin. I definitely like it the most. Let me see. Did I actually even use this? Hold on. Yeah, I did.
So do what
And we're going to turn this on here. Sorry, guys. There we go.
Jesus, have your way.
And so basically what I did here is I'm doing a hard compression, and then we're adding some oxygen, and then I'm basically taking out all the low end. I'm really just wanting to bring more top end into this and make it a stereo. So let's just go through this real quick. So we got the distressor going, and we're doing, looks like 6-to-1 and plenty of gain reduction. And then we're going to oxygen. We're adding a little bit more top end, a little bit saturation. Super simple. And then on the EQ, I'm literally taking out everything below 1,000 hertz. Because I remember I just wanted some more top end, but I felt like when I did it on the actual vocal track, it was grainy and weird, and so I wanted to do it on the side, basically as a parallel. So, and then we have the de-esser to make sure it doesn't get harsh, and then we have the BX stereo maker. So basically, I'm accepting a mono signal, but I want it to sound wide and bright. So I use the Brainworks stereo maker. So if I bypass this, it's just, you can feel it straight down the middle. If I turn this on, now it's a bright, wide vocal. It's almost like you're in the room with her and she's really bright and shiny. So this was at -13. So we'll go, I should probably just type it in, that'd be better. So that's what we got right now. And then we also have a delay. And I'm using Valhalla delay. We're in dual style. We're in eighth and a quarter note. And feedback's roughly on 40%. So let's just give this a quick listen. Let me disable these. So nice delay. It's kind of long, drawn out. I just love having that, especially in the bigger parts. It makes the vocal just make it sound even bigger and wider and more complete. Very, very beautiful. And then last but not least, I'm using micro shift, and this is just to basically make it sound like there's more of her without there not being more of her, if that makes sense. So give this a listen real quick.
My heart to you now, so do what only you can.
Like, it almost sounds like there's a couple people singing with her and doing some harmonies and stuff. Sound Toys makes some of the coolest plugins. This one's super easy. We just detuned it a little bit, and that's it. That's it. Like, that's literally all I did was just detune it up to here, and it sounds great. Obviously not when you turn it up super loud. And then now this is with all of the effects in here.
Jesus, have your way in me now.
I mean, come on. And then you get this final result. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 11 plugins plus 5 effects plugins. But hey, you got to do what you have to do to get the ending result that you want. And this is what we got. I saved it, and it sounds great. And it doesn't have a bunch of drum bleed. You know, you're not hearing cymbals the entire time. And so if that means anything, if you guys don't want to have to do all this type of stuff, record with a drum shield or tell the drummer to calm down. I don't know, either way. Get a drum shield. Drummers don't know how to calm down. All right. Drop me down below. You guys want me to do a video on how to get rid of that drum bleed like I did in RX? All of the algorithms are probably much better now than from whenever I did this. So just let me know if you guys want me to do a video like that. I'd be happy to. And actually, and if there's any other videos you want me to do, just let me know. And last but not least, pick up the 5-part framework to getting professional live sounding worship recordings, absolutely free, down below. And one last thing I want to leave you guys with is that just seek the Lord's voice on what He wants for you. I've had a few people message me lately on asking me like, I want to do audio, I want to do all this stuff. I'm really interested, but I'm going in a different direction right now, and I don't know where I should go and what I should do. The best thing is that you can do is just take the time, seek the Lord, and wait for His response. I was telling this person the other day that it's ironic that like I used to be so terrible at listening to the Lord's voice, but I was a mixing engineer. So riddle me that one, right? So sometimes some of the things we're good at, we're not as good as we think we are, when it comes to listening, right? So just wanted to impart that wisdom on you. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.